Hello, everyone. This is Leaf on the Wind here. Now bringing you my monthly slash bi-monthly slash yearly channel update as we go through it. I've been doing, for the past month, I've been doing 2 Point Hospital, and it's been going pretty well. Well, actually, longer than the past month because I had 15 missions, so the past 2 months basically. I've been doing 2 Point Hospital. That's been a fun one. I've completed the main game here, and we're moving on to the DLC. Now, I've never done the DLC, so that's going to be a learning experience at that point. But more power to us. I'll get to that here soon enough. This last week, for those of you not in the States, was Memorial Day. That was on May 25th. So I had that day off of work, and family comes up, everyone gets together, we have a great time. It's all Memorial Day, remembering the troops that fell in the name of our freedom, and getting a huge discount on mattress sales apparently. But so anywho, that happened. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll probably be a day behind on the video. It's not a big deal. And then I'm going to mention this partly because I live in Minnesota, and those of you internationally probably have some idea at this point where Minnesota is and what the heck just happened in Minneapolis. So I'm going to touch on this really quick. One cop at least, but it looks like four are going to end up being charged as part of it, ended up killing a dude as they were detaining him, and killed him in a way that he was filmed from multiple angles, and detaining him for really kind of a sort of a BS reason, I guess I understand, and restraining him in a way he never should have restrained him in the first place, and suffocated him there on the street. And the cop was a white cop, and the other cops were, well, I think I know one was the one who killed him was white, and he's been arrested and charged with third-degree murder, and we'll see. Hopefully that sticks. And the other one was Asian, and the two others I think were white too. But all four of them were fired immediately, and now there's riots throughout the United States, and especially in Minneapolis, where the National Guard has mobilized for the first time since World War II. We are at a full mobilization of the National Guard in Minnesota for the first time in 75 years, everyone. This is what a record for us, and it's because our police department can't stop killing people. On top of that, it was amateur hour for the police department, detaining CNN reporters on the street after identifying themselves as press. Letting them go afterwards, nothing big there, and it honestly is probably a miscommunication, but it's sort of amateur hour there. One of my buddies is in the National Guard, and he's just like, yeah, I'm at Fort Snelling right now. We don't have anything to do because our unit hasn't received orders and practically having the MPs do everything, but they're fully armored. They're ready to go should they be needed, but it seems like everything's dying down now as of June 1st. Curfews are in place, all this good stuff. So all last week, one of the stores I support was looted and attacked, and I had to shut that whole thing down. And then with all curfews, I had to change. I do restaurant point of sale. I'm changing all these point of sales, like online stuff on the fly, trying to figure out what's what and all this kind of stuff. And it was an absolute nightmare most of last week. On top of it, the moment this happened, my boss took off to join the protests. She took her days off, which, fine, more power to her. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm going to make this as clear as possible. What happened there never should have happened, and the protests happening right now are completely justified in this entire thing. We can debate at this point what the police response should be, what the National Guard's response should be. As far as I'm concerned, the National Guard is being as professional as they can be, partly because they're National Guard and they know what they're doing. Police, a little less so, but for the most part, it's a lot of peaceful protests. Just yesterday, though, there was a massive protest on the I-35 bridge. I-35 is a major freeway, which some of you may have heard of because that bridge collapsed in 2009, which was a major international news story because a U.S. federal highway bridge collapsed under its own weight. Like, what kind of crap is this? But they had a protest on that bridge, filled up the entire bridge, and some semi-driver decided to drive through the protesters. Nobody was killed, people were hurt, and nobody, I don't have any news on what the heck's going on there, why he did it or anything like that, but frankly, it's a whole dang mess. So, I mean, I gotta mention it, I'm from Minnesota. I literally drive to those, the places that were on fire from the looting and everything to do work half the time. So it's like, I go there, on bi-weekly basis. Well, I don't go there anymore right now. I have a restaurant right now, They smashed all my point of sales. The entire restaurant's destroyed, and they tried to light it on fire. They didn't burn it down, but they tried to light it on fire. And it's like, what? For the love of God. Yeah, so there's a lot of problems here, and us as a country, as the United States, after this whole thing's settled and done, we're going to have to take a very hard look at our police forces, a very hard look at the use of force, and try to figure out what we're going to do with this, because things are not going to be able to continue as they are. End of story. And probably this is, I mean, frankly, as far as I'm concerned, the city and the state are doing exactly what they need to do. Immediately, everything was handed off to the federal prosecutors and the FBI to investigate. The county has been superseded by the state in terms of jurisdiction, and the county prosecutor is not part of it. The state prosecutor is part of it. They charged the guy who was actually on the dude's neck with third-degree murder. The other three, they're kind of pending charges as they figure out what can actually be charged with. It's probably looking like maybe one other guy can be charged. The other two probably can't be, other than neglect of duty, which isn't going to be a dang thing. Interesting. So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. I just got a text message saying thanks for your appointment on June 2nd. I'm like, I don't have an appointment on June 2nd. Don't know what you're talking about. Anywho, so yeah, I got National Guard currently deployed in the state in Minneapolis, in my, not where I work, but where in the areas I work. So I can't get to half the restaurants I need to and all this kind of stuff. And I'm now sole IT. My boss is off protesting. She's doing her own thing. More power to her. Frankly, that point, it's all part of it. Black Lives Matter, all that good stuff, and this has taken on an entire nature of its own at this point. And the United States is already a tinderbox of, in between the coronavirus, everyone's at home, everyone's unemployed. This is the third instance I know of suspicious, well, I don't even want to say police, because one of them wasn't even police. It's just a guy and his son who gunned down a black guy, and it took 3 months for them to be prosecuted. They literally lynched the dude, and it's like, no, we're not going to prosecute. It's like, he was jogging. They literally stopped him and shot him. Like, what do you want me to say? But this is a third instance of that of basically borderline racism and police abuse in the past 4 months. So things have been brewing. It's been a powder keg, and the spark has been ignited, and now things are exploding. Riots all over the place and civil unrest everywhere. So yeah, clearly I wasn't able to get to my videos here. I won't be able to get one tomorrow. I will be able to get one for Thursday, so I'll start the DLC of 2 Point Hospital by then. So I'm sure all of you have some idea what I'm talking about with this, so I'm not really going to go into it. And frankly, I mean, I'm pretty pissed off on my own at this. It's like, this is amateur hour, people. Like, you got to be kidding me. The funny story about this, though, is, here's the thing. I live, let's just say rural. I'm in the rural area. I'm a good distance outside the cities. And when the protests were happening Friday night here, I was actually at a birthday party for my niece, even though it wasn't her birthday, but whatever. We were having a Friday, whatever. My sister was there. Both my sisters were there, and my mom was there. And one of my sisters, my older sister, gets a text saying they're smashing windows in our town. And my older sister just loses, like, oh my God, the looters are here. Oh my God, we're under attack by the looters. And it's like, the looters are going to come and get us. We're a good hour drive at 75 miles an hour. So a good 70 some odd miles away from where all the major looting's happening. And my sister's panicking that there's looters out there. So she takes off and just panicking out. And I just look at my sister. I'm like, there's no way anyone's stupid enough to leave the cities, come to us to loot, for two reasons. One, there's nothing in our town. Nothing in our town. All the good stuff's at Target and down in the cities. Two, we would be charitably called redneck gun owners. We will anyone comes from out of town and starting crap like that, we'll absolutely summarily execute you. And that's not a joke at all. A town nearby, actually the town my younger sister lives in, Princeton, Minnesota. Back in 2008, I want to say, the Westboro Baptist Church, who protests the soldier funerals about how their punishment for the gays and all this kind of stuff. So they're protesting military funerals, which in the United States is a big no-no. And two, this is redneck country. So they came to protest a Marine that was killed in action, I think in Iraq, but it might have been Afghanistan, but it doesn't matter, to protest that. And Princeton PD couldn't control the situation and had to call state troopers in to take the Westboro Baptist people into protective custody before Princeton literally lynched every last one of them. And that's not a joke at all. They would have straight up killed them at that point, and probably moved on as just a town. Just been like, yeah, those people were just complete jacks. Like, forget it. Like, that's the area they're a good 40 minutes from me, but whatever. It's the same sort of thing. So, Yeah, it was funny watching my sister panic. Oh God, they're rioting in our town. It's like, no, they're absolutely not, sis. It's like you're absolutely losing your mind and get off of Facebook. Like the nearest place that was planning a organized protest was 40 minutes away from us in a like triangular direction, and the way I understand it, that protest 5 people showed up for. Like nobody was giving a crap in this area. We'll sit there and just be like, yeah, this never should have happened. But at the same point, it's city cops. Your city has to go deal with them. The rest of the country wants to see the world burn, apparently. And we got anarchists and white supremacists and radical BLM members and anti-fascists running around, starting fires and starting crap. So yeah, but that's my story about the riots. It's great times indeed. Not at all. But this month coming forward, so starting Thursday here. So that is what, the fourth, I believe. Hang on, calendar, fourth. Fourth will be the first DLC of 2 Point Hospital. So more power to us. We'll be getting back to videos here. Life will be fantastic. I will be doing all the DLC, which will be another 12 missions here, 4 DLCs, 3 missions apiece. Going through there. I am doing a 3-way multiplayer with Doc and Forrest in Hearts of Iron 4 currently. I want to wait until we're completely done with that before doing that. Also, I realize I shouldn't have mentioned that because now Doc's going to know I'm recording it, even though I told him I wasn't. And that's going to be a problem. Because now he's going to pull his Doc crap. Even though he was already pulling that with, I believe at one point, asking me to purge all the French. And, yeah. Oh well. Don't worry about it. Also, on the flip side, maybe it's not the best idea for the white German guy to be role-playing as Hitler during these times. But, whatever. Whatever. So I'm playing Nazi Germany, Doc's playing Fascist Italy, and Force is playing Japan. It's fun. We're having a good time playing it, and everything's great. So that will be coming on probably when we're all done here. We haven't been able to get for the past few weekends. Everyone's been busy with something else. So hopefully we'll get that done. I want to get back into Victoria 2. I want to redo Russian videos because my first ones weren't that great. I think my German ones are fine. I want to do an Austria run, a France run, and another USA run possibly, and I want to do the Empire of South America. So those are all on the list coming up, but I don't know if I'll get to those next month. I might be able to get to the Empire of South America. We'll see. Or Russian video. We'll see which one's which one we end up with. So, good times there. Otherwise, in terms of other games, Stellaris has updated to 2.72. I kind of want to get into that again, playing that. And I still haven't gotten to EU4, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, basically coming up is going to be 2 Point Hospital. It's going to be 2 Point Hospital and probably Vicky 2, with maybe my multiplayer Hoi 4 thrown in there. My daughter has requested me to game with her a little bit more. So I'm probably going to be playing some Minecraft with her. I doubt I'll be putting that up just because it's my daughter and it's me. And it's Minecraft. Everyone does Minecraft. It's like, no, I'm probably not going to do it. Now, so that's what we have going forward in the future here. So I hope to see you guys all this month. Hope everyone's staying safe. Hope everything's going good. Assuming Minneapolis St. Paul doesn't burn down, and assuming the National Guard stands down, I will have more time here once my boss gets back to work and I'm not covering the equivalent of 2 people. So, I will see you guys Thursday, though, for the 2 Point Hospital. Going forward, 2 Point Hospitals, probably Vicky 2, probably South American Empire, maybe Russian Empire, not sure. Otherwise, I will see you guys for everything else, and I hope you guys take care of yourselves. Later.